Okay, good morning. Welcome to well. Okay, grab yourself a drink of water, take a sip to do your class, and let's go for it. Okay, apologies, a few technical issues this morning. The internet just collapsed down here. So we're going to work through our ankle mobility here. So from here, grab yourself your mat and stick yourself so you're standing onto a nice thick mat. And be able to roll over your tiptoes. Get your shoulders back into position, chest up nice and high. Rolling those feet forward and back. Keep your feet under your sitting bones, pelvis driven forward. From here, chest up nice and high. Pull your elbows back. I want you to rest your hands on top of your hips here. So resting it up and tucking your elbows back. From here, roll your feet as far forward as you can. Get as much movement, extension and flexion through your feet as possible. Keep your shoulders back nice and high. Take your elbows back towards each other as well. Here we go. Chest up nice and high. Shoulders back into position. Keep your eyes up, looking straight ahead. Try and get as much movement here as you can as possible. So now just work on the right foot. Get as much forward flexion as you can. And then come back again. Again, roll those toes over. Drive your knee forward. Get the extension through the front of your foot. And over into the front of the shin. You're going to feel the tib anterior, this shin muscle in the front here, extend and lengthen. And slowly bring it back. So you're driving the heel down into the ground again. So forward flex. And back down again. Push the heel down. Full movement here, as much range as you can possibly achieve. Flexing the knee far forward, getting the heel back down to the ground each time. Nice. Now push forward on your hips again and bring your shoulders back into position. Feel that extension all the way through. Two more here on the right foot, flexing forward and back. And one more here. Let's change it over, working the other side. So again, our left foot rolling forward, knuckles down to the ground, and then push your heel down to the floor again. Full extension all the way through. So you're tucking that knee as far forward as you can, rolling over the tiptoe, and trying to get as much flexion into that big toe as possible. Really driving it through, pulling it all the way back into position. Try and roll over as much as you can each time. Quite a few of us doing the marathon next weekend, London Marathon next weekend. Lots of movement required. Get those ankles moving, get those toes rolling. Nice, excellent. From here, shake up both legs. From here, we're just going to take this into an easy squat. So we're going to tuck our knees forward, sticking our bum back. Keep your chest up nice and high. Shoot your bottom backwards each time. As you drive up through into plank, raise your chest up nice and high. And from here, we're going to stand up and stretch and come out wide into a V. Big stretch up and widen through. Now, as you push up, extend your arms back and overhead. Chest stays up nice and high, fingers open, web up nice and wide. Big stretch through the body. Five more here, let's go. Four more. Three more. Two more. Last one. Looking good. Now from here, we're going to flex across towards our right foot and come back up and across the body. So down through, you might find some extension through your lower back. And it's a rotation movement here. So as we're coming up, we're allowing the hips to drive forward, but bring the shoulders back. Driving down and through. Don't worry about how low you're going. This is about, can you put your elbows on the floor? This is about, can you rotate through your body? So you're allowing the hips to tilt back, your arms reaching down to the side. Each time we're driving the pelvis forward again. So reach down and back through into position. Each time shoving your shoulders back as you come up through the range. Down, up, through. Each time all the way to that right side. What we're trying to do here is get the hips and the pelvis moving. So we're shunting the hips back each time, shunting the pelvis back each time with it as well. We gain as much movement as possible. And again, we're going to go down to the left side, up and through. And each time, really pronounce your chest up nice and high. Get this nice V shape in your upper body, tucking the elbows back through into plane and into position again. So we're reaching down, pelvis forward again. Keep it nice and slow. Feel what's now going on through the back of your legs. You might find a lengthening on the lateral side of the legs, i.e. on the outside. You might find it more on the medial side, so in the inside of your legs. See what's going on as you're working through this. But each time, really shunt your hips back and then really push forward on your pelvis and give it a little rotation. Okay, from here, shake out your hips, circumduct them, get some movement back in, some mobility here. Circumduct the opposite way. Nice. Now, from here, we're going to reach down towards the right foot. Going to come up, turn towards the left and reach up high. And again, down to the right and up high to the left. Now, when you get here, push that pelvis forward and bring the shoulders right back through that position. So turn, rotate, and extend. Turn, rotate, and extend. Keep moving it here. Four more here to work. And just feel what happens in your left shoulder. As I'm turning and rotating around to my left side, trying to pull my left shoulder back into plane and reaching up high. A really good way of getting rotation through. If you're struggling with your Achilles, for example, this is a really good way of opening up the lateral side of the gastrocnemius, the outside of that big calf muscle. And release. Shake it out. Take a walk around. Flexing out and extending your knees and your legs. And from here, we're going to stretch down to the left foot this time and reach up high to the right. So we're going to go down to the left, rotating through the column of the body and then stretching up high. Again, turn through, rotate. So it's a full wood chop position, this. The hips drive forward again, and we rotate back down. Really good. Keep it nice and slow. Trying to turn as you go down towards the left foot, the whole of the chest turning to the left ankle, the body rotating up high, pushing up high towards the ceiling. You're going to allow the hips to move out the way and shunt and back through into position. Rotate again, down towards the ankle, turning up and through, arms extending overhead again. Three more here, team. Looking good. Last one here. Nice slow rotation down, up through, and release. Excellent. Shake out the hips and move that pelvis around. Get it out the way. Good. Good, good. Okay, so from here, we're going to forward fold through into our deadlift. Chin down on our chest, draw down, nose down, extend the arms. You're going to slowly pull yourself back up through into standing. Now come up onto the balls of your feet and then stretch your arms up overhead. Keeping them out into this roughly a V-shaped position here with the arms. So bring your arms out slightly wider there. That's it, really good. And fingers webbed out nice and wide. Slowly release, coming back down on the heels, stick your bum back, and work through your forward drop again. So down through this deadlift, reaching down towards the toes. Slowly pulling back up through into plane, drive the hips and the pelvis forward, stretch up onto tiptoes, reach up overhead. Again, web those fingers out nice and wide, opening the body as high as you can onto the ball of the feet. Get that plantar flexion there, love it, really good. Slowly dropping back down onto the heels, again check the toe position. Stick your bottom back. Again, chin down on the chest, draw down, nose down. And again, don't worry about how far you're reaching. Just make sure that you're working through the range that your body can work through. Again, retract the shoulder blades, reach up nice and high, up on the ball of the feet. And then slowly releasing it again, forward fold. We'll work 3 more here on this deadlift. Slowly back up, and stretch and reach. Thumbs facing back, fingers again webbed out nice and wide. Again, dropping back down, hips shooting back. Slowly coming back up through into position, standing again. Up high through into V, thumbs facing back, fingers webbed out wide. Big elongation through the body. And release, forward fold again. Chin on the chest, crown of the head down to the floor. Slowly coming back up. And again, reach and stretch. Thumbs back, fingers webbed out wide. And release. From here, working it through into a heel kick up behind. Nice. Grab yourself a drink of water, sip and lick it around your lips. Okay. So from here, we're going to come down to the floor. So grab your mat. Lay yourself down into a pressed up position. So move some of the weights out the way here. Okay, so down to the floor. And then we're going to go onto our knees into a press-up position here. So into our cat-cow position here. So toes down to the floor. And then we've got a hands, our knees, and our feet all in the same line. Okay, we're going to sit your bottom back just slightly and arch your back and bring your chin up, looking straight ahead. From here, that's our cow position. We're then going to turn into our cat position. We're going to screech the back up nice and high. I tend to prefer to walk up onto my knuckles here to give me a bit more range. Checking the knees and the toes in plane, chin down, jaw down, nose down, looking down to the floor. Again, walk back down to that cow position. Feel the arch in your back. Bring the chin up, chest up. Lift the chin up high. Hold this position here, trying to get the arch in the back. Again, walk back onto knuckles if you choose. And then back into the cat position here, screeching the shoulders back up to the ceiling. Slowly back through onto our hands, back into that cow position. Arching the back, pushing the tummy down towards the ground. Try and get your ears back towards your bottom. Lift that chin up high. Back through again into the cat. Stretch up through, extend through the arms and the shoulder. Get as much extension here through the upper back. Much lengthening as possible. Walk back down onto the hands. Arch the back the opposite way again. Chin up, jaw up, nose up, pulling the ears back. Again, we walk up onto the knuckles. Arching the back again. And slowly walking back into the hands, back into that cow position. Ears back, chin raised up high, jaw up. Again, jaw down, chin down, nose down, screech up through the back and the shoulders. Walking back down through into that cow position again. Chin up nice and high, ears back, toes down to the ground. Perfect. One more down into cat. Stretch up, screech up the shoulders. And from there, relaxing down. Okay, so we're going to take our knees out nice and wide and bring our feet together. Sitting down to the back of the heels, bring your shoulders back, chest up. From here, you're going to walk forward. Extend the arms down into our child's pose position. From here, stick your bottom back as far as you feel comfortable, feeling the extension through the back of your legs. And from here, we're going to walk our arms over to the right side. And you'll feel a lovely big stretch through the left side of the upper back into our latissimus dorsi. Take those arms out wide, and now try and plant your elbows down onto the ground. Now, the further you can walk your hands away from your body, the better and the longer the stretch. The greater the mobility in the shoulder. Slowly walk it back into child's pose position in neutral, so you're facing your arms forward of your body. And this time now dropping your head all the way down to the floor, looking between your toes. Again, we're now going to walk our hands over to the left side. So if I turn slightly on the angle, arms walking. And again, we're trying to drop the right elbow down to the floor. Feel a lovely big stretch out the wing muscle, that lats dorsi extending. We're then going to walk our hands away towards the side wall, dropping the elbow just a little bit further. Again, walking the arms back into that neutral position. And again, walk the arms over to the right side, pushing the left arm as far away from the body as you can. Drop that elbow down nice to the ground. Try and web the fingers out wide and walk your hands further away. And again, slowly walking your hands back into neutral. So your hands and your body far away from your body as possible. Forehead drop down into the floor. Arms fully extended away from your body. From here again, we're going to walk our hands over to the left side. Dropping those forearms fully down to the floor. Elbows drop down deep. Bottom right back over the heels. Take a moment to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Slowly deep breath out. From here, walk back into neutral again. You should feel that your body's fully lengthened out here. You can bring your hands together, just resting one on top of the other. And drive your hips back. So drive that pelvis back over your heels. And from there, slowly coming back up into a kneeling position here. Okay, so in our kneeling position here, we're going to keep our knees out wide, our feet together. We're just slowly going to lean back. Use our hands beside us just to brace. Bring your jaw back, chin back, nose back. Now, your range and your flexibility is entirely up to you, how far you choose to go back through this move. What I want you to try and do is extend your chin back, looking over your head. Now, you might find this really, really hard. Okay, so to get into that position there, you might need a couple of pillows beside you or something that you can block up to help your arch of your back. You might find that you only get to here. You might find you get back to here. Work through the range that suits you. Again, keep it safe, relevant, effective for your training. So the head is back, the knees down to the ground. Shoulders back, chin back. And now what I want you to try and do is push up. So you're extending your arms and feeling a lovely big stretch through the front of your chest. If you can't feel it, push your shoulders back slightly, bring your chin back further, and extend through your chest. Really pushing your shoulders up towards the ceiling and arching here. As much weight through into the heels as possible. slowly releasing. Drop your chin on your chest, slowly come forward and arch down onto your forearms. Fold your arms, pushing your head down to the ground. Get a lovely extension through the shoulders, through the lower back. Hold this position here. Again, slowly coming back up. Let's walk our hands back into that position. Taking your hands out wider if you can. It will open up through the chest slightly more. Push your chin back, jaw back, looking over your eyes. This isn't a case of trying to get your shoulders on the floor. This is trying to get your elbows to come back and your chest to pronounce forward. So you're lengthening massively through the chest and the pectoral group. So again, if you're struggling to get to here, you might be just here. Hands on the floor beside you, pronounce your chest up here. You could be up here. And from there, release. And again, coming forward onto your knees, onto your shins, fold your arms and place your forehead down to your hands. Do a nice big stretch through the lower back, the extension there. You okay, Andrew? Yeah, cool. Okay, and release there. From here, coming back out into our press-up position, and then just lowering yourself down onto the floor, laying on your front, stretch your body out as tall as you can. So toes pointed back behind you, forehead down to the ground, shoulders relaxed into position. Right, okay, so coming back into our press-up position here. Now we're going to take this into our pigeon pose. We're going to take our left knee up to our hands. We're going to extend the right leg behind us, drop down onto the forearms. I'm just going to roll slightly onto the outside of the left hip. So I've got my right leg extended here and my left knee underneath my chest. Put the camera that side. Okay, so into this position here. Now, the challenge here is to extend your right leg further and walk that knee and that foot back behind you. Drop down on the forearms. Drop your head down to the floor or onto your wrist, whichever you feel comfortable. Get a nice big extension through the outside of the hip. So the glute medius group, or the muscle group, is right on the outside of the hip here. And we're feeling a lovely big deep stretch. Now, where this foot goes, your left foot, is entirely up to you. But the more you can bring the foot up towards your hands, the better the stretch, I tend to find. So with this left foot, just bring your right hand underneath it to cut the heel, extend the right leg further, and just drop yourself through into that rotation. Now the challenge here, try and drop your right shoulder down towards the floor, and you'll feel it massively open up on the outside of the left hip. From there, close your eyes, take a deep breath in for 4, and then slowly exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to slowly release that foot out. And from here, swapping it out to the other side. So the right foot knee is going to come up, the left leg extended behind. Going to drop down on our forearms and feel a nice big stretch on the outside of the right glute. So the hips nicely extended out. And again, walk your left leg straight behind you, dropping that knee down, fully extending the foot behind. Put a nice big deep stretch on the outside of the right glute. And again, if you can, you now bring your left hand to your right heel and walk that foot up towards your head. Once you've moved it, get your arms back down to the floor. Try and get your head down to your forearms with a big stretch on the outside of the right glute. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in for 4. And then slow deep breath out for 8, 6, 4, 2, and rest. Bring your hands back to the floor. Push yourself out of this. And rolling onto your back and extending yourself up nice and straight. That's it. Stay where you are there, Andrew. Pushing your toes away and lengthen out. Okay, so from here, we're going to take our feet in, knees up towards the ceiling. Take our left foot over our right thigh. Take the arms out wide. I'm going to drop that foot down to the floor and then slowly bring it back up again. Got a nice roll over the pelvis, the foot touching the floor, slowly coming back up again. Slow, controlled movements here. Each time, toe to heel, touching the floor, slowly coming back up again. Now, as you're feeling more confident with this, so I've got my left knee up in the air and my left foot touches the floor this side. As it comes up, the left knee comes across the body and touches the mat on the other side. And see how much range you can get. Go slow and controlled so you can feel the movement through your back and the extension through the side of the back muscles. Last one here. And release. Stretch out. Extend the arms over. Final move here. So we're going to bring our feet in again. Our right foot's going to go over our left thigh. And again, we're going to rotate over. Placing the palm of the foot, or the sole of the foot, all the way down to the floor. Turn up, roll. And again, see we get the outside of the right knee down to the floor this time. So roll over. Place the whole of that right foot down to the ground. Keeping the shoulders firmly back to the floor as well as you work through this. You're going to find that one side is going to be stiffer than the other. Take it slow and easy. Control the movements. So the gravity isn't swinging a leg over for you. Your body is slowly moving the body over side to side. Two more each side to finish. Well done. Last one here. And release. Good work. Slowly putting yourself back up to standing. From here, feet into sitting bones. Chin down, jaw down, nose down. Fold through. You see how much more range you have. And slowly release, shake it out. Good work, well done. Thank you for joining me this morning. Well trained. We'll see you next time for the next one. Thank you for joining me.